Did we talk about on the show that the Blade News, the guy who died on his stream?
Yes.
Or maybe
was that in the hangout?
Blade stream, someone.
Do you want to lay the whole thing out? Do you have the broad strokes? Do you know the whole thing?
I have the broad strokes of it.
Lay it out.
So basically, and someone in the comments will correct all shit I'm wrong on, but Blade and then a few other guys were in like a streamer house where they all obviously stream and whatnot. And one person named Willie was like a fan of Blade's stream. And he kind of got involved in it on the content side, where now he was on like in the house and, chatting with the people and like the text to speech. I guess he drove cross country. I didn't even know he drove that far. So
I was told 12 to 18 hours or something.
Jesus Christ. So like for a big part of the country, 18 hours if he's driving that far. And they're all in this house streaming, and lots of boozing, lots of seemingly some drugs going down there. And this guy Willie took apparently he took a bunch of Ambien or some kind of pill that obviously is not going to interact with alcohol in a way that's safe. Xanax, that was another one, a benzodiazepine that can straight up just kill you because it will shut down your respiration and everything. Do not mix drugs, folks. Do not mix benzos and alcohol or any of that. Don't fuck with benzos.
Sometimes.
You don't fuck with them. And this guy, I guess, was on those or Ambien, something like that. I saw a couple different things, but basically he was on some kind of pills that like make drinking like a death wish, basically. And he started, I saw a clip of him drinking on the stream, Willie, and I guess someone paid on the chat, the text to speech.
Donated to himself. And he took like a whole, like most of a solo cup filled with Crown Royal, which is whiskey. So like probably 6 shots worth in there, a huge amount. And that amount all in your system at once is already a shit ton. But with pills like a benzo in your system or Ambien, benzo makes more sense, like Xanax, like you will get to the point that like your central nervous system is so depressed that like you stop breathing, your heart stops beating, like you will die. And this guy is clearly like totally out of it. He's passed out. He's unconscious on his feet. He passed out on his feet, leaning up against a railing. And it wasn't Blade stream. It was one of the guys he was with, was standing there filming Willie as he's like totally out, like just basically almost wheezing with his breathing. And he's like joking, being like, oh, he's going to fall. Everybody, we should make sure he doesn't fall. We should make sure he doesn't fall from where he's standing onto the ground here. And the guy's clearly going to fall. If he wanted to help him not fall, you would have just sincerely grabbed the guy and kind of gently, any adult man could have done that, like got him on the ground in a safe way, or preferably to bed or to the hospital. At that time, they didn't know he had to go there. And he collapses onto the ground, falls very, very hard. Some people said online, like, oh, it looks like he hit his head. I didn't really see that it looked like he hit his head that hard. It looked like he just kind of went down almost like sack of potatoes, not a big head knock, but it wasn't, I don't think they're even claiming a head knock had anything to do with it. He was on the ground, like totally out, not with it. And instead of calling the paramedics, they started, like I saw one person held his nose for a bit, like he's not breathing correctly. And one person, it wasn't Blade, it was one of the other guys, was like held his nose for a bit, pretty shitty. And then also they started painting his face. So they have like black and red and white paint, and they're slathering it all over this guy's face. They're writing Juggalo on his stomach. They are like putting like Insane Clown Posse stuff on him. Maybe that was an inside joke, I don't know. But I don't know how long into that, probably an hour or so, they realized like this is not a guy who's just passed out. Like he's not breathing correctly. He's like doing that knocked out, like wheezy guy, like fast breaths, like very unnatural. And so they call the paramedics, and I think it was actually Blade that called the paramedics. And I did see the clip of Blade like talking to the paramedic on the phone and was holding the guy's head and being like, do we keep him on his side? Do we keep him straight up? And the paramedic person is like, all right, every time he exhales, tell me. And so Blade's like, he exhaled. Blade is? Blade was saying this on the phone, and the woman's like, okay, his respiration is very, very fast right now. Okay, make sure that he still continues to breathe, keep his neck elevated and his head, and this and that. I'll send people out there. The paramedics get out there, and immediately one of the streamer dudes is like, they're still streaming it. The guy is still streaming it. I don't know what Blade's buddy's name was. I wouldn't give him the attention even if I did. And he is like talking to the paramedics, like, we're streamers, we do YouTube. And like, as someone who like does a podcast that's on YouTube, I'm like, oh, that's fucking embarrassing. Why would you say that even?
Oh, you should have said that right away, sir. We'll send the YouTube
send
streaming ambulance. It's got some cool bitches in it with Diddy.
And so, for good content. And so then
you like us to bring some fucking marijuana? Like what are you doing? Like you think there's a different line or something for streamer YouTubers? You cocksucker.
Like they get in there and they start trying to. He's dying. They're trying to help him. The paramedics are like, "Get me off camera. I don't want to be filmed." And the guy's like, "Oh, we're YouTubers. We do that." And it's like, dude, a guy's like in. The paramedics are already here. Like, it's already an emergency. You didn't call him for fun. Like, what are you?
Wait, they're recording paramedics, and the paramedics are like, get us off camera.
The guy, it was one of the guys who was there with Blade was like started lifting his phone up, and paramedics are like, I don't want to be on your camera. Like, they're at work, and their job is to keep people from dying. So yeah, they don't want to be on your fucking stream.
Can we pause right here for a moment and make a judgment call on that move alone, isolated on an island by itself? Let's say you were there, you just arrived. Or you've been there a while, but you didn't drug this man, and you could have helped him if you'd seen it, but you didn't see him. You're not culpable in any way.
Yeah.
I think I still am going to stream the paramedics helping the guy, because I'm not trying to be exploitative, but if I'm streaming and someone goes down as being life or death paramedics, like, turns out my life got interesting today, right? Like that's the way I see it.
I would not feel comfortable streaming someone who was like in a life-threatening situation.
It could go well though, and then it's a happy moment for everyone.
The best case scenario is he doesn't die. I wouldn't do that shit.
Living, streaming your day-to-day life, and then the most interesting thing, that could be the most interesting thing these guys see their entire life. If you're them, you film it.
I understand their impulse too, definitely, and they clearly have no scruples, and so like they were gonna do it. But like, I personally would not feel comfortable if I were in a house and Kyle, you took a bunch of Xanax, and then you guzzle the solo cup full of shit, and you're on the floor wheezing. Don't
stream me, Diane. God damn it!
I wouldn't stream you.
But if you fucking loser drives cross country and like poisons himself in front of you, and you happen to be there, I might want to keep. All right, we need to documentate everything that happens. I'm going to record. I'm going to stream.
We need to read this obituary.
Please, Woody.
Is there a
please
real
read that obituary, because I'm sure that everyone would like to hear these beautiful words.
Willie Two Guns, 52, of Kansas City, Missouri, passed on August 25th, 2023. He was surrounded by alcoholics and drug addicts in his death. This selfless man spent some of his last dollars buying energy drinks and t-shirts for a fentanyl addict at Walmart. Wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Damn. I thought it was going to be a real obituary. But no.
That is the real obituary. It mentions his screen name. Willie Two Guns with the number 2.
Willie Two Guns with the 2.
That was in the newspaper.
That's fucking wild. I don't think he's of Kansas City, because that's where that shit happened if he drove across the country.
I guess Willie Two Guns took OnlyUsemeBlade's, is it wife or girlfriend?
It looks like the drama there is like, I guess Willie was dating his ex-girlfriend, maybe?
It says right? He stole her from OnlyUsemeBlade. Now, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what the truth is, but that's what's in front of me.
Yeah. Either way, this guy.
It's crazy that he and Blade were hanging out drinking in the first place.
That he like went there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being that they had this woman between them, you would think it would be awkward or volatile.
I wonder if it was like going before he went to like meet up with their group, or if it was like they met there. I don't know. I guess
no. No, I think that's old news. Him like getting his girl. I don't know anything about that shit. All I know is what I saw and what I took from the whole fucking thing was clearly someone's dying in front of us and nobody's helping, and it was real upsetting to watch.
Yeah.
Especially the way they were. I particularly did not like them holding his nose. It was brief, but when someone's struggling for breath to stay alive, that I don't like that a bit. And then painting his face, man, if this goes to court in some sort of civil suit, even like all of them are in a lot of trouble. The fact that he bought the shots for himself is no good. He poisoned himself. It should be phrased that way. You can't even say that someone donated and made him do it or coerced him. He showed up. Sure. He drove that all the way across the country to put on a show, and he did it. And he drank more than he could and poisoned himself. But then nobody helped him. They let him die there. Like lots of people drink too much. They don't die on the floor in front of everyone though, because eventually somebody. I don't know. That was pretty fucked up.
Xanax, which is a brand name for benzo, maybe?
It's a type of benzodiazepine. Yeah,
it's good stuff,
but it doesn't mix well with alcohol at all. And
not.
And I'm curious, like, what did the other people in the house know that he had taken a bunch of these pills? Because if like the other people in the house knew he had taken these pills and he drank that much and passed out, like that's an immediate emergency. Like, no, this guy was taking Xanax and he passed out with drinking. We need to get him to the hospital or he will die. He will go into a coma.
I'm not sure that's common knowledge, though. So when I saw him passed out, it looked like any other passed out. Mm-hmm. So they might not have understood the gravity of the situation.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it's like, I'm sorry. I mean, but these guys see people passed out all the time.
That's true. So I can't think of anybody that I've seen that's like passed out, like knocked out, maybe like choked out, and he comes right back, but so drunk or drugged that they can't answer a slap to the face and come to. That would be so fucking scary. Immediately, I'd call somebody. Like, if you can't answer me, then we've got to call for help. That's it.
Yeah, especially like if they did know that he had taken a bunch of benzos or whatever the pill was, and then responded that way after drinking that much booze, like that's an instant, like if we dire emergency. Maybe they didn't know. I don't know the story of it, but that is the most depressing way to die.
It's surprising it didn't happen sooner, based on what we see highlights occasionally. I don't really watch them because it's kind of rough to watch. It's not my cup of tea to see people poison and be mean to each other on usually a RV. Like Ice Poseidon, his RV idea has become this awful, evil, proliferating
deadly
thing. Oh my god! Like,
dude, did you read the Blade Keemstar texts?
No,
I did. I saw that. Like, apparently, you go ahead and read them.
I'll read it. All right,
you might have to do a little censorship.
I'll do my best. So, Blade. Apparently, there's the first one I'm about to read is drunk, and then it comes sober. But we'll see. I just woke up. Bro, what is your fucking problem? What happened to you? This is Blade talking, I think. Mm-hmm. I'm disgusted to have ever helped you, you talentless leeching it. You must be bored or evil. Here's the deal. Fuck off. Don't mention me ever. I don't mention you. You should have necked in the womb. Fuck your shitty drama alert channel, which I came up with, by the way, you talentless maggot. The fucked up thing is you were never my friend. It was an opportunity for you to grow a YouTube channel. Because besides determination, you're nothing. That dumb kid at recess that tries the hardest. I grew up knowing kids like you. Fucking losers that think if they try harder than the other kids, then maybe they might make it. You are the equivalent of an ugly B-cupper that thinks she deserves the prom crown. 100 years from now, when the dust settles, people will forget about you and I'll live on. I'm so disappointed in myself for ever helping you. This is Blade talking. Fuck your interview and everything you stand for, piece of shit. The thing is, I don't hate you. I wouldn't go to your funeral, though. I am... Okay, it doesn't take over from there. I'm sure you're going to make a video or whatever. Here's my statement. Willie died a month later from complications from ventilator. I called ambulance and stayed on the line with the operator until the paramedics came. I was sober, and I didn't give him any booze or knew that he wasn't supposed to drink because of the medication he was taking, because of a rollover car crash a month prior. There is no police investigation. Anybody saying that is giving misinformation. Double dog toss, : I dropped, not tossed, dropped the dog like 2 feet, including a picture to show the dog fall was not what the angle is. Same thing as your dog toss years ago. Clearly not okay, but not as outrageous as you people make it out to be.
Stop tossing dogs.
Yeah. Last note, going sober. I've done it before. You've helped me before. Not making promises, but this time shit's old. Every negative thing stems from that. I do appreciate you in the past going out of your way to help me out multiple times and knowing I'm better than the booze. So it looks like Blade and Keem are not friends anymore.
No, I don't think they've been. I think Keem kind of disowned him a while ago after that first. Yes, well read.
I'm known for my insight.
Very big tone change. Very big tone change in those texts between the wasted one and the sober one. Jesus Christ! And it's like to have to like talk about like I didn't know the guy was on the pills and that, and it's like that could very well be true. Like could be, but to then
I mean, I don't blame Blade. It was the other guys that were there painting his face and pinching his nose that I don't like. And I don't like the guy who
Blade was painting his face or doing that.
I don't like that the guy let him fall. Although I'd have probably let him fall. Yeah, I'd have let him fall. Just being real. Some stranger so drunk he's sliding down a wall. I'm gonna dive across the room. I don't know him. Fuck you.
I didn't see that part.
I don't know you. Fuck you.
Come on, be real. You're at a bar and you see some fucking schlub sliding down the wall. That guy, and you're gonna dive in there and help him out,
dude. Like, if I would have been when I put myself in that house, like my real self is like I would have been there for 15 seconds before I was like, this is the most depressing place I can imagine being. Is there a Dave & Buster's nearby?
When we peeked in that all right, so I remember when we were in Boston and me and Woody like go up to y'all's hotel room and we like peeked in there and it was like, cool, all right then, bye. Yes, because there's like 20 of you dudes living in this one little room with a Xbox, I think. It was like
because everyone's 19.
Nowhere to sit, huh?
Yeah, they were budget oriented.
Smells bad in here.
Yeah.
But no, that's that whole thing. I'm not jumping in and helping anybody sliding down the wall, so I won't judge that. But I didn't like how they like fucked with him on the ground. And I'll say again, the reason I wouldn't grab somebody down the wall, like I don't know if that's a homeless guy and he's all nasty and stuff, or he's gonna get needles in his pockets. I don't know if he's just goofing around and me going over there, he's gonna fight me now. I don't know if he is falling, but me going over there, he's gonna still fight me now. I don't want any part of crazy man falling down the wall. He's on his fucking own. Hit your head.
But I know that if each of us were there, and let's say he fell down, and you walk over and you're like, "What the hell's going on with this guy?" And then someone goes, "Oh, he took a bunch of Xanax and then drank a solo cup of whiskey." You'd be like, "Wait,
I gotta go."
So the ambulance is on the way, right? All right, I'm gonna call the ambulance on the way out. Put in a little anonymous tip. Hey, you got to send an ambulance here right away because someone's overdosing. Their imminent death is nearby. Like, send someone
now. The move.
What's my name? I'm just a good Samaritan.
Here's the move. Give me your phone, person who's going to be staying at this party with the person. I'm going to call 911. Hey, 911. Yeah, I'm about to put you on with Jeff. This is his phone. We're at this address. X, Y, and Z. Dude's down. Here, tell him the rest. And then I'm calm. I'm gone.
Then you're gone.
Why is it so important to be gone and not be?
I don't want to be here when the dude dies.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to
be here for questioning.
If I stumble in this situation, I'll be like, "Whoa, these guys are fucked up." But I'm the adult in the room and I'm sober right now. I'm calling the ambulance. I'm going to give a accurate status report. No, he's not ambulatory. His breathing is irregular. I think this is urgent. I'm not afraid of that.
I'd like to get out of there, but you're right. Like when you phrase it that way, like.
Taylor, he's staying. We don't have to.
Oh, if we're all together, yeah.
Yeah, you can go. I'll take care of it.
We can go to
Hardee's to stay behind while we get back to the hotel and clean out the mini bar to make our hands stop shaking. Because that would be the most stressful night of all time.
Oh, we'd have to hit a dispensary on the way back. It's Kansas City, so illegal. We'd be good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, that genuinely is a shame.
But you guys missed the big news. Blade's sober now. If he throws chicken and broccoli into this mix, he's going to prove me right.
If Blade, I would love to see him turn it around and prove
That
you right.
foot's
That'd be
gonna
good.
start getting good circulation. Diabetes will go away.
I mean,
does he have the
you can
beatus?
fix that with diet. Yeah, he has the beatus badly. That's what
Yeah.
the cause of the.
I bet it'd be easier to get
like
into
stuff.
P-play if you had the beatus.
Because it tastes.
Because it would taste so good. That
Yeah,
makes
it makes your
perfect
pee-
sense.
Makes your pee
Yeah.
sweet because your body can't filter out all that.
It's
all
not
that
actually
sugar.
sweet though. It's like it's probably
like
only
sugar.
sweet in the world
Is it
of pee.
is it a little tangy, Taylor?
No,
Tell
no,
me
it's
more.
sweet. It's like cane syrup.
No, you know the kind of piss I like? I like a 60-year-old coffee drinker. Like just a black coffee drinker. Where it's just so much you can smell the coffee through in the piss.
Mm.
Coffee and asparagus. Those both can get through.
I love asparagus. It's delicious. It's good even with nothing on it. Like I can spray it with like a little bit of Pam and put salt and pepper on it. And it's good. But I don't eat it because I don't like how my piss smells. It's offensive to me. Like I'm in the it's so gross.
Yeah, but it's one of the best vegetables, so you just deal with it.
No, I don't. I don't eat asparagus.
And it goes through your body so quickly. Like you
I've cut
eat
out all leafy greens as well, except for spinach.
all of them.
But
Well,
but I
spinach is
I
like
cook the spinach.
Oh, okay.
No raw leafy greens, of course. No sprouts.
Oh,
I
we didn't
got really
touch
scared
on,
by that documentary.
We didn't touch on the dog thing again. The dog throwing, or as he put it, the dropping. How do you do that again? How do you again do that? And he did it twice on that stream where he was just holding a dog and then just like almost like aggressively dropped the dog.
I don't like that at all because I don't like people throwing dogs or dropping dogs. I didn't watch it, but everybody who watched it the other day, they were like, oh, that's they reacted strongly to it, so I know I don't want to see it.
So he held the dog and then he kind of dumped it. He didn't throw it for distance. He just kind of dumped it, and he did it twice. And like Blade, if you're watching this, cats are for dropping. They're built for it.
You can chunk a cat.
Yeah, you can.
They might like it.
Cat, like
probably have fun with it.
Didn't we? Hey, I can't remember. Because the drugs, but didn't we determine that a cat could be dropped from almost any height and survive the fall?
Tall skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Actually, they don't always survive, but they sometimes do, more than people.
Like way more than you'd think. If you put a small parachute on a cat, it can survive from any distance.
Nah, I bet that would throw it off.
No, if you do it
cat.
right, it would have to land on its feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's going
to
get
a little glider on it, so it goes. That's
Tat cat.
This is my
all
new
I'm
hobby.
saying is throw cats, Blade. Don't throw fucking dogs. They're not good at it.
There's no way to win someone over by abusing a dog.
No.
Everybody likes dogs.
I hate the instinct that Blade had. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen him on stream dropping and throwing dogs. 4, maybe?
Like 3 times. Well, the really bad one was the one years ago where he just like threw a dog and it was like flipped almost seemingly.
Yeah. And that dog, so he abused the dog and then he picked the dog up and the dog was so loving and just like endearing towards Blade. And then he did it again to the dog. And that, what is it a parasocial relationship? What is it called? Taylor, you taught me a new word recently.
Parasocial is like someone developing a imagined relationship with like they listen to a podcast a lot and they're like, I know this guy. So it would be.
I thought it was like unrequited love, but so I used it incorrectly. Anyway, that dog loved Blade so much, and it was so just like wanting to snuggle and make up. And Blade did it again to it, and it was a special kind of cruel to me.
Yeah, that's me. It's like the first time the dog was probably like, "Oh, sorry, boss. Did you drop me on accident, boss? It's okay. It happens sometimes." And it's like, no, it doesn't happen. Number one, where he just unless you're like the dog of a very elderly person who just loses strength in their arm, no.